Before the word Judaism ever existed, there was Yahwism, a faith older than the Torah, older than the priesthood, older than the word Israel itself. This is the story of the forgotten religion, the one that shaped everything that came after. Archaeologists call it proto-Israelite religion, but the people who lived it simply called upon Yahweh. Long before Jerusalem became sacred, Yahweh was worshipped in the highlands of Edom and Midian, desert sanctuaries, not temples. Inscriptions found in Contiliad Adrud and Kibet El Kum mention Yahweh of Samaria and his Asherah. That single line rewrites history. It tells us Yahweh was not alone. These early worshippers did not follow written law. They followed covenant, a bond sealed by sacrifice and memory. When the kingdoms of Israel and Judah rose, Yahwism began to change. Priests centralized worship in Jerusalem. The old altars were destroyed. The goddess Asherah disappeared from inscriptions. Yahweh became singular, the only God permitted to speak. This was not evolution. It was reform, a deliberate rewriting of divine history. To understand Judaism, even Christianity, we must first understand Yahwism, the seed buried beneath them all. What was before Judaism was something older, more fluid, and far less familiar to modern ears. A world scholars label Yahwism, but a world the ancient Judeans simply lived. When people talk about ancient Judaism, they often imagine a seamless line stretching back to Moshe, a seamless line stretching back to Sinai, a seamless line stretching back to the Torah. But the archaeological record tells a different story. For centuries, Judeans lived without Torah observance, without purity laws, immersion pools, stone vessels, Shabbat restrictions, bans on images, or even the biblical text we know today. These practices only appear late, not in the Persian period, not in the early Hellenistic period, but much closer to the Hasmonean era. So the real question is, if Judaism wasn't there yet, what was? Before Judaism, Judeans practiced a religion centered on Yahweh, but not exclusively. Their world was shaped by old Semitic traditions, local cults, and a pantheon of divine beings. In Egypt, Elephantine, Judeans operated a functioning temple to Yahweh, but they also honored other gods, including a powerful female deity associated with Yahweh himself. They had no Torah. They had no Moshe. They had no Pentateuch. They had no biblical references of any kind. Their religion was polytheistic. Their religion was local. Their religion was unstandardized. Let's move to Mesopotamia. In Mesopotamia, Judeans there also practiced a blended, multi-God religious life. Their names invoked Yahweh, but also other deities. Their inscriptions showed no awareness of biblical law. And in Judea itself, the evidence suggests the same pattern. A Yahweh-centered religion, but not an exclusive one. This is Yahwism, not Judaism. When Alexander the Great swept across the Near East, everything changed. Politically, culturally, linguistically. But religiously, the Judeans did not suddenly become Torah observant. They did not become monotheists. They did not centralize worship in Jerusalem. Instead, the early Hellenistic period looks like a continuation of the Persian period's Yahwism. The question is no longer, when did Judaism begin? The real question is, why did Yahwism last so long? To reconstruct their beliefs, we look at three types of evidence: names, coins, temples. Names. Judeans continued using names invoking Yahweh. Jonathan, Yehonan, Hezekiah. This shows Yahweh remained the national God, but it tells us nothing about exclusivity. Coins. This is where things get interesting. Early Hellenistic Judean coins minted in Jerusalem show Yahwistic names of governors and high priest. Athena's owl, Athena's shield, human-like divine imagery. Why would Judeans mint coins with Athena? Because in the Semitic world, Athena was identified with Anat, the ancient warrior goddess long associated with Yahweh. This isn't Greek influence replacing Judean religion. This is Judean religion recognizing a familiar goddess under a new name. It's continuity, not conversion. Temples. There was no centralization of worship. Evidence shows a temple in Jerusalem, a temple in Elephantine, a temple on Mount Gerizim, possibly others in Egypt. No one insisted on one temple only. No one enforced Deuteronomy. No one demanded exclusive worship of Yahweh. This is a religious landscape, nothing like later Judaism. In the early Hellenistic period, Judeans did not have Torah law, purity systems, ritual immersions, Shabbat enforcement, figural bans, monotheism, centralized worship, biblical texts, or a unified religious identity. Their religion was decentralized, diverse, polytheistic, temple-based, and deeply rooted in old Semitic traditions. This is not Judaism. This is Yahwism, the religion that existed before Judaism. Before Judaism, there was Yahwism, a religion of Yahweh, Anat, local temples, and regional traditions. A religion without Torah, without monotheism, without centralization. A religion erased by later theology, but still visible in coins, inscriptions, and archaeology. In episode 2, we explore the divine pair at the heart of this forgotten world: the goddess and the god. Because before monotheism, there was a divine partnership.